Okay, so I failed today. I wasn't able to get in a long walk this morning. Every Thursday, I have a standing business meeting, and my intention is to try to get out before that meeting that starts at 7 a.m. And while I do get out because I have to walk Windsor, I don't have enough time to do a proper walk. We only walk for about 15 minutes, and then I have just enough time to run in and get ready and get to my meeting. Not only is it dark outside, but I'm also not fully myself and awake at that time. So it's just a little too hard to record my walk and talk on Thursdays. So I think what I'm going to do is do it in the evenings or do it in the afternoon on Thursdays because I have committed to doing it every single day in order to walk for wellness, walk for weight loss, and to take you on the journey. So every single day we are going to hold each other accountable and have these walks. However, today on Thursdays, I'm not going to be able to do it first thing in the morning. So what I'm going to do is instead talk about, which I promised yesterday, talk about the three sort of expenses from moving from New York to Florida that I didn't necessarily expect. I obviously we know what finances are. We know that things cost a different amount in different locations, but some of the things that I didn't expect to be quite as expensive, I promised to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. However, I just want to be real about I didn't get to do my long walk this morning. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. We do our best to fit it in. We do our best to fit in anything, whether it's a walk, whether it is a meeting, whether it's time with family, and we just have to do the best we can. So I think that I have resigned to accepting that every Thursday morning is not going to be possible. If I can do it, I certainly will. If I can do some light exercises in the house, I certainly will. But if it doesn't work out in the mornings because I have this early morning standing meeting every Thursday, then maybe what I'm going to do is change it up and do Thursday afternoon or Thursday evenings. I'm still tweaking that and working on it, but I committed to making this video, having it posted every single day by 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's what I'm doing. But there may be an additional video later of me walking because it means a lot to me to stay accountable. I made a promise to myself that I was going to do this every single day, record it, be held accountable to myself and to you, and I would love it if you would join me on the accountability journey. What are you holding yourself accountable for? And maybe we can help each other. And my cat little lady is over here to help with the accountability. She has promised also to be part of the video, so I guess she's showing up too. So let's talk about three of the financial things that I didn't really expect in Florida. I never thought moving from New York to Florida was going to be so much cheaper, significantly cheaper, that I was going to cut my bills in half. There are certain parts of Florida that are a lot less money to live than other areas. There are certain parts of New York that are a lot less expensive to live than where I lived on Long Island. That is just the reality. So when people say, oh, when you move from California to Arkansas, wow, that's going to be such a huge change in your cost of living. Well, it really depends. Where in California did you live? Where in Arkansas are you moving? So it's very, very dependent on the location, and it's dependent on your lifestyle. So I don't pretend to speak for all of New York. I certainly don't speak for all of Florida. I'm speaking to my experience. Some of the things that I didn't expect. Number one, car insurance. From the time that we moved here in 2022, about 3 years ago, our car insurance, I was looking at the numbers yesterday, it went up over 30%. 30% is huge. So, and now I know that that is not a Florida specific thing. Car insurance across the nation is just going crazy. New York as well. However, I just didn't expect it. I didn't budget for it. I didn't anticipate it. And it really is a concern, and it kind of puts a strain on things as far as where to pull that money from, because there's only so much money that people make. So cost of living in when it comes to driving two cars, right? There's two of us. In reality, the cost of living sometimes can be really, really shocking. So coming from New York, which our insurance probably would have gone up there as well, but knowing that the Florida insurance rates are just generally higher, when you drive down here, you know why. You understand why it's higher, because people don't drive the same. It's very different. But knowing that we are having to budget now for a lot more than we anticipated, it's it's putting a little bit of a squeeze on us as far as car insurance, and that's just the truth. Specifically, with an older car, with one of our cars being an older car, that just has basic liability, right? We don't have any full coverage on it. We don't have any replacement value on it. It's an older car with not a lot of book value. So the fact that we're paying so much for that car, I mean, that still shocks me. Now, some of it is just our mindset, right? I just think back to the days where it was like, oh my gosh, for a car with no liability, you could get it for under $1,000 a year. Obviously, those days are over. But when you think about from 2022 to now, if my car insurance has gone up over 30%, guess what has not gone up over 30%? Our income. So it's an issue. It's something to consider, and I hope and don't anticipate that car insurance is going to continue to go up like that, but I don't know. Like, who the heck knows? So number one, that was a big one. Another big one, honestly, this I did do research on. Again, we researched everything, but you never really know until you're in it. Real estate taxes. Traditionally, historically, Long Island has some of the highest real estate taxes in the nation. I don't think it's at the highest, but it's up there. It's extremely expensive. I remember when we first moved here, we were hanging out at the community pool, and we had just met a couple, and they lived in, I think in Canada, maybe the Toronto area, I forgot, and then they lived in Florida for the last 10, 15 years, something like that. But we were talking about the real estate taxes, and I told them what our taxes were in New York and what some of our neighbors were, and they honestly lied and said, "You're lying. There's no way. Who pays that?" And I said, "Yeah, Long Islanders pay that." So where we were on Long Island, we didn't even pay that much. But I mean, $10,000 a year in property taxes was like literally the low end. I mean, I don't even know what that location would be now, because it was 3 years ago. However, what I do know is there were people around us in surrounding neighborhoods and surrounding towns, different counties. They paid more than double that every single year just in the property taxes. So knowing that we were moving to Florida, we certainly expected to pay less. I didn't expect it to be pennies on the dollar. However, I did think that it was going to be a lot less. And when we moved here, it was less. But every year, especially in a newer development, property taxes get reassessed. And our property taxes got reassessed. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot more than I thought we were going to have to pay. And it's a lot more than other regions in Florida. Again, Central Florida, I get it. It's expensive. It is, the cost of living here just is more. Property taxes are more. I just didn't expect it to be going up so much after it got reassessed. So we were looking at the numbers there, and I think it went up just over 25%. That's a lot. And then property taxes don't go down. That's the thing, right? They barely even level out. Every single year, there will be a new assessment. Every single year, there's going to be more to pay. In Florida, you can apply for the homestead exemption, which we did, which saved some money. It didn't save that 25% though. So that's for sure. However, any savings that you can find when it comes to paying property taxes, for sure you need to do it, because I have no problem paying property taxes or paying any taxes, because it's all for the good of our community. However, it's a lot. It is a lot. And the third thing that I guess I didn't really, not necessarily anticipate or think about, or like I knew, but the price of groceries is not even that much different, right? So I'm not going to say that. It's just a little more inconsistent. So just as an example, this is a funny example that we use all the time that I know everybody's talking about, the price of eggs. In New York, when I go to visit my kids in New York, we were talking about buying a dozen eggs, and the price there and then the price here. The price here is significantly cheaper than it is in New York. Why, I don't know. But then we were going to buy some steak. We're not big steak eaters, but we did. And the price here is significantly more than in New York. So for the same cut. So I think obviously it's all just supply and demand. I don't work in that region. I don't work in that area, but it's supply and demand, and it's just a little bit wonky and maybe a little bit more inconsistent. And finding the places here, the shopping experiences, the supermarkets that have the best prices, that's been a little bit of an adventure. I have chosen, for the most part, every once in a while you have to step outside of it, but for the most part I've chosen to shop at Costco. because we like to buy sort of in bulk if we can. Just put it to the side. It saves money, saves us time. I don't like shopping. I hate shopping in general. So food shopping is just not something that I enjoy doing. But we sometimes do. Sometimes we run in there just for a small thing of sour cream because we don't need the jumbo size for a restaurant. We're not going to eat that. So, so those are just three of the costs that were a little bit different. The big ones, obviously, is insurance, car insurance and homeowners insurance. I'm not even going to talk about health insurance. That's a whole nother conversation and a whole nother aspect of us moving. So if you've experienced something similar or any price differences from, your moves, your adventures, or maybe even just in the last few years, even if you haven't moved, what has really hit you the most? What's surprised you the most? What's hit you the most in the wallet? And what are some ways that maybe you're trying to save money, spend money a little bit differently, trying to take from one basket and put it in another? Because that's what we all have to do. We have to be real about our finances. And if we're going to be taking care of ourselves and focusing on our health, which is what I'm trying to do, walk for wellness every day and make sure that I'm trying to be healthy, I can't do that if the financial stress is really just going to be putting so much pressure on me. So we need to be healthy in all different ways. Be happy, be healthy, be wealthy. What are some ways that you're doing that? Thanks for joining me. I'm going to try to walk later today. So let's hold each other accountable. Tell me how many minutes, how many miles, how many steps, whatever it is. When are you going to walk today? Thanks again for joining on Fab50s Florida, and I will see you later. Walking, walking, walking. Bye-bye.